the industry a really long time. I've been in hospitality, probably like all of us. We started as a hostess and we're like, wait, what? Someone's giving me cash? And then we never really stopped, and moved on to work for the National Football League, and then went to work for Outback Steakhouse as their vice president of marketing. And now I own my own marketing agency, and I work solely with spirit brands and wine brands in the business, and had just a little passion years ago to write. I'm a huge journaler. I believe in it. I think like most folks, I was an angsty teenager and felt comfortable every time I put pen to paper. And then as I became an adult, returned to it when I was finding that, social media really went from like a wonderful place to see people's dogs and kittens to a place where things were a little less kind and generous. So I left social media for a bit. I went back to good old fashioned letter writing, and the Pen to Paper Project was born as more and more people that received my letters or, enjoyed what I was putting out in the world. We started creating workshops, and I've been hosting workshops around the country for the last 2 years. Last year was a little different for all of us. We learned that we could do this via Zoom. And so I'm super excited. I'm passionate about our industry and really adamant that there are a lot of tools that are easily accessible, not expensive, sometimes free, like this one, that are really important to make sure that we as an industry are providing to our employees, to our colleagues, to our comrades. So I was so excited when Focus on Health reached out and asked me if I would like to do a workshop. And I was like, yes, please. So I'm super excited to be here today, and wanted to just say, this is a collaborative, safe space. We're here to be creative. We're going to put pen to paper so that we can create anxiety reducing tools, creative thought producing tools, and then just have some fun together. So if you're intimidated by turning your camera on, that is fine. You may be zoomed out, you may be sitting there naked, whatever. But if you'd like to join us, we would love to see your faces. This is a two-way dialogue. So if you are not interested in putting your camera on, but do want to share thoughts, experiences, as we move through the workshop today, just raise your hand or put something in the chat room, and we'll go that way. But there's no wrong way to do this. So I'm super excited to be here. I'm going to turn it back to Lauren. But again, if you want to have your cameras on, we'd love to see your faces. If you're just not interested in that, then chat with us through the chat box so we can all be connected today.
Beautiful. Hello, folks. So my name is Lauren, or LP, and I'm the owner and co-founder of Focus on Health. So we're a platform, because I see there's a lot of new faces here. I just want to explain what it is we do on a day-to-day. We're a platform that advocates for the health and wellness of the food and beverage industry. And it has been an amazing year. We've gotten to work with so many amazing brands and other individuals such as Jane that are just making health and wellness a very approachable thing. So we're really excited to have you all here today. Why not start this segment with a cocktail, right? So Jane's going to talk to us a little bit about what the concept is, but to set the mood and, quite frankly, to really just do what we do, which is make drinks, I thought it'd be really cool to make an airmail and to talk a little bit about the history of it. So as you all saw, I'm using Rome JM, and Kiela is actually going to discuss the product because she's probably the most knowledgeable person in the room about the product. But I guess the best way to explain it is to simply state the airmail cocktail, when described, is French 75 variation. Today, I'm actually going to do a little bit of a twist. I know that we sent out that recipe ahead of time. So anybody who's making the drink along, feel free to follow me and I will reference back to that original cocktail, but I wanted to, put a little twist on it. So I like coconut water like no other. So I love putting a little bit of it in my glasses that I'm going to make highballs in and putting it in my freezer. this really helps for two different reasons. It adds dilution, it makes my drink cold. And then I guess there's a third reason, it's delicious. It slowly seeps into my drink. And with rum JM, that's like the perfect combination of flavor. So traditionally, the airmail is made with your base spirit, honey syrup, lime juice, and then sparkling wine. Today, I'm going to make it with our rum, some lime juice. I'm just gonna use simple syrup. I say just, but that coconut water will really add really lovely complexity. And I'm gonna top it off with club soda, because why not? So I know you can't really see my setup here. Probably don't really want to see it. So I'll just be sure to hold up my ingredients. But always going to start with my least expensive ingredient. Reason for that, honestly, is because we're human. We make mistakes, but we don't want to have to get rid of the good stuff, which is the rum JM. So we always put it in last, right? All right. So I firmly believe that fresh is best. If you don't have whole fruit in your home, Whole Foods is a really great place to go and buy fresh squeezed juice. They usually have limeade or lemonade, depending on where you are. And quite frankly, often those things end up getting tossed because they have a very short shelf life. So feel free to jump in. I'm going to pause for a second. I apologize. There's somebody asking about closed caption option. So it is enabled. What you'll have to do on your side is just actually turn it on. So there, if you're on your phone, it says enable live transcript. You can press that and then choose the language that you'd like it to be in. Okay. If you still have problems, please let us know. I see your messages, so just continue to message us. I want to make sure that you can access this. I think there's somebody helping them with that. All right. So I lost my train of thought and I apologize. Yeah, fresh juice is the best. Lean into the, the local shops that you have. Whole Foods is a great resource. When I'm feeling, like I have the ability to go to my Whole Food stores and I have the time, because COVID is obviously a weird world. I'll just go buy limeade or lemonade to put in my drink. Okay, so I'm gonna squeeze that directly into my jigger here, and I'm going to put a 1/2 ounce. Traditionally, you do see the proportions that I'm using actually doubled. There is a reason why I'm doing this. I'm going to be using ice that is long and rectangular. There's a little less dilution in here, so I don't necessarily need it to be as concentrated. All right, next, I have my Demerara syrup here. So I do 2 parts sugar in the raw, 1 part water. A rich simple is my best friend. I don't really use anything else in my drinks. If I'm being completely honest, that's with lemonade, that's with anything. It just makes for a more delicious drink, in my opinion. I'm gonna pour that right into my tin, and then taking my rum JM, I'm gonna add 1 ounce. I'm putting that right on top there. So if you have honey syrup at home, I think a richer style is probably the way to go. Again, it's preference at that point, but you can do 2-to-1 or 1-to-1 is traditionally what we see. I'm gonna add my ice to my tin. If you don't have a shaker tin, mason jar with lid is probably your best friend. Just give that a nice shake. So when we're shaking 2 things, adding dilution, making sure your drink is cold, because nobody wants a warm drink unless it's supposed to be warm. Right. I'm doing a short shake here again because I don't have as much liquid in my glass as I would if it was doubled. Again, right? Want to be intentional about our approach of making this drink. So I'm going to take my glass that has ice in it already. I'm going to pour my drink into my glass. And then I'm going to top it off with my ice. So I know that some of you are making, or I assume some of you are making this, maybe not. But if you're making this later on, you're going to add your ice on top, and then you're going to add your soda water. Only thing you want to make sure you're doing is mixing all those lovely flavors together so that your first sip isn't just soda. All right. So my garnish today, not traditional. I wouldn't typically garnish with a lime peel, but I actually really love the oils of a lime. So I peel it, I make it all fancy, and then I place it on top of my drink like that. Voila.
Yay, that looks so yummy. Certainly something
Oh
to
my gosh,
toast
so
to.
good. So delicious. Delicious. The best. And if you all have questions about the product, we have an expert here, so you should definitely ask.
Yeah, I'm Kiwa, everybody. Thank you so much for coming. I'm so excited for this. I made my cocktail in advance because I just couldn't wait, and I was really excited. And also just, I'm really excited to start getting writing. I find writing to be very therapeutic, and I refound it again during the pandemic. So this is all very awesome to me. But yeah, as Lauren said, I represent Rum JM and a bunch of other spirits brands in the United States. I run marketing for the umbrella company for Rum JM called Spiribam. So, you know, Rum JM is a AOC Martinique rum agricole. It is from Macuba, which is a tiny little village in the north, in the jungle of the northmost part of Martinique at the base of an active volcano. So it's pretty much like magic. We actually play the Jurassic theme song whenever, or the Jurassic Park theme song whenever we take people to the distillery. So it's a lot of magic. It's you know, really like terroir driven and mineral heavy because of that volcano and the soil there and the water that we use for the rum. So you know, sugarcane juice as opposed to molasses. That is the way rum agricole is made. And yeah, it is just a gem in the jungles of Martinique. And we're in the process of getting a certification to prove that it's the most sustainable rum distillery in the world. We're working with a sustainability consultant. So we really take, you know, every step of sustainability like to heart, and, you know, we mechanically harvest so that we're being ethically sustainable. You know, instead of that laborious task of hand harvesting sugarcane, and that enables us to be so efficient with our harvesting. So we're able to actually like get the sugarcane from growing in the field to crushing and fermenting within an hour, which nobody else can really claim to do. And that is really important because sugarcane is like a really volatile product. Like once you cut the sugarcane, immediately it starts like fermenting, and the bacteria starts changing the chemical properties, you know, which might invite some unfavorable flavors. Kind of like if you bite into an apple, it starts oxidizing immediately. The same thing happens with sugarcane. So you want to get it crushed and fermented and distilled, or fermented as soon as possible, so you can start that process. And we're really, you know, that's why one of the reasons it is so like fruity and flavorful and beautiful. And yeah, if you ever have any questions for me about rum agricole or rum in general, you can find me on the internets, on the Instagram at RHUM muffin, rum muffin. So hit me up on there, or, you know, reach out to Lauren, and I'm sure she'll be sure to send my info your way.
That's awesome. I love that rum muffin. I'll be following you soon. So I think with like a great cocktail in hand, like you certainly would have the appetite. You know, the goal in journaling, especially in creative journaling, is to allow yourself to get to the paper, the blank page, without a objective of being good, without the objective of being to resolve anything, and without really the need to overextend yourself in anything other than allowing what is inside the, you know, your left brain, the space that is seldom tapped into. We want to travel over to the left brain, and then we also want to ignite the parasympathetic nervous system. So I'm sure you've heard this before, but like our body's sort of made up in two pieces. We know that if a bear is chasing us, we need to, you know, fight or flight. That part of our body is always on. So like, thank you, Mother Nature, who, whatever you believe in, but God, or however, we were designed so that we were not putting ourselves in harm's way. It's how we recognize heat. It's how we, you know to get out of a shower when we've been in it too long, or, you know, our fingers wrinkle. The problem is, or not the problem, the way we were also designed is that rest and digest, the part of the body that naturally subdues you, slows you down, reduces anxiety. The parasympathetic nervous system doesn't automatically go on. You have to encourage it. You have to trigger it. So deep breathing, deep sleep, overeating, right? Things that can help like force the body to digest, which then forces the body to rest, right? We've all been to Thanksgiving dinner and we know what that feels like, right? You eat like you eat a lot and then you're napping. So one of the issues that we have with being so digital these days and not analog is that we're constantly overstimulating the sympathetic nervous system that's telling us to be in fight or flight all the time. So I'm a big fan of just getting analog so that if you don't have a lot of time, putting yourself first, having a wellness practice is not something that necessarily comes easy to you. This should be fun, playful, and easy. So we're going to get right into it. We're going to do 3 writing workshops or 3 writing exercises today. Each are only 7 minutes. I believe that it doesn't have to take a really long time to get to stimulating all the positives. And there's so many benefits of writing. So we're just going to get right into it. I thought I would read a little poem because it's one of my favorite toasts of all time. I drink champagne when I'm happy and when I'm sad. Sometimes I drink it when I'm alone, or when I have company, I consider it obligatory. I trifle with it if I'm not hungry, and I drink it when I am. Otherwise, I never touch it unless I'm thirsty. And so Lily Bollinger, as we all know from the House of Bollinger, this was her famous quote and a really significant toast. And that's what we're here to play with today is the art of the toast. So I want you to grab a pen and something to write on. It doesn't matter. It can be your kids' homework. It can be a nice journal like mine or anything, maybe the work you're working on today. I'm going to set the clock for 7 minutes. And what I'd like you to write about today is it's a sort of a free write. There's no real constraints on it. I'd like you to just simply recall the last toast you gave. When was the last time you sat around a table or in front of a group of people and gave a toast? And in addition to what was your toast, I don't necessarily need you to remember what you said, but I want you to remember who was there, see how well you can describe it. What was the mood or the emotion after your toast? Did you bring the crowd to tears? Was everybody laughing? Did you start a fight? What happened when you gave that toast? So I'd like you to see if you can go back to the last time you really experienced a joyful moment and gave a toast, and then just write about it. And we'll catch you on the other side. I'm going to turn on a little music as well. So hopefully that'll let you just experience the writing. So when you're ready, start writing. The clock has been set and the timer's going. And I'll see you in just a few minutes. And again, if anybody didn't quite catch that, the idea is to just recall the last time you gave a toast. Not exactly what it was, but who was there, what was the event, what inspired you to write that toast or give that toast, who was in the room, can you remember? Maybe it was for your grandparents' 75th wedding anniversary. So just have some fun with it, and we'll see you on the other side.
Jane, someone had a question.
Yes.
They asked, what if they've never given a toast?
Oh my gosh, that's wonderful. So if you've never given a toast, use your imagination. Stand up, what would be the magical toast that you would want to give today? Pick any event, any sporting event, personal memory, and anything you'd like to celebrate. So make one up and have a blast as to discerning why you picked that thing. But I just simply want you to get pen to paper so that you're getting in the rhythm of moving a non-digital tool. I want you to get into the rhythm of feeling the pen hit the paper, your pencil hit the paper, your crayon, whatever that is. And then what's going to start to naturally happen to your body is your heart rate's going to slow down. Your breath is going to calibrate, and your brain's going to start to allow itself to be less focused on the outcome and more focused on the creativity. And when that happens, we're really stimulating the part of our body that helps us cope, the part of our body that helps us chill out, the part of our body that helps us, get a handle on it. So we just want to stimulate that place in our body naturally so that we know how to reach for those tools when we really need them. So I'm going to turn some music on. Also, hopefully you like my music choice. If you don't like it, not do it next time. And again, just keep moving the pencil or pen across the paper. And if you find yourself not certain about what to write next, just keep going. You can say like, I don't know, I don't know, I don't know. Toast, 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 toast. Just keep the pencil moving. Okay, everybody, that was 7 minutes. So put your pens down. Again, this is a workshop. So if you have the desire, I'd love for you to turn your cameras back on. Chat is also another wonderful opportunity. But I'd love to sort of hear first, Rachel, if you don't mind, how did 7 minutes feel? And I think you can unmute yourself. Just like, were you like, good God, make it end? Or did it
I would
go
say
by like that?
the first 5 minutes went by pretty fast, and then I kind of hit sort of like a speed bump or something and kind of ran out. And then the last 2 minutes was kind of like struggling to keep finding things to write. I think I just started writing joy at the end.
Hey, if you're gonna pick something to focus on, that's a wonderful thing. Physically, since again, like pen and paper, we don't use it very often. How did it just feel to use a pen for a lengthy period of time, or pencil or crayon?
Soreness in my wrist, for sure.
I bet. So it's really nice, again, as I mentioned, there's so many deliberate benefits of writing. Certainly one of the great benefits, and again, as we're all working in a field in which we engage other people. And what's really nice about writing, especially on like when you're doing creative writing, it allows you to start to really think about how to construct that fun, playful place into words and thoughts so that you're articulating more clearly. So the more you write, the better you'll be able to communicate your thoughts more clearly. And certainly the more you write, you're training the body to slow down and let all of the, your heart rate starts to calibrate, your breath starts to slow down. And it's really very beneficial. It's, for those of you that are not capable of meditating, this is a great way to sort of have some moving meditation. Kiwa, what was your toast? Do you mind me asking?
It was really lackluster. I actually went out to eat in Los Angeles outdoors for the first time since the pandemic started last week, with 4 friends for our friend's 40th birthday. And we all got COVID tests before, and it was outside. It was very safe. But I had a lot of anxiety because I haven't really socialized in so long in real life. So there was a lot of like anxiety attached to it, but also a lot of relief that like I still know how to talk to people. I don't have complete social atrophy as much as I thought that I would. So it was like kind of a roller coaster of emotions that I remembered, and it was so recent that it was like pretty fresh in my mind.
That's so nice. And are you a journaler naturally? Do you like putting pen to paper traditionally?
I used to do the morning pages like 20 years ago, and write a lot then. And then I took like a 20-year break. And then this year I started going back to school during the pandemic. So I've been doing like English and literature, and I have a lot of writing assignments. So I've claimed my writing, my love for writing recently. So
that's fantastic. That's so good. Lauren, what was your toast?
Yeah, I'm just gonna read it. It's a lot. So I found myself, let's see. It's been a while. For as much as I've missed you, I feel that you've never actually been too far away. I toast and celebrate more often than I ever have before, appreciating moments of celebrations, victories, the fight for our lives, and even death. When I look back and reflect on my last official toast, or even a moment where I had to think about it, I found peace with where I found myself. It was in this exact room. So the last time we did, a writing workshop, that I realized that I came to the realization of the importance of being proud and grateful of even the smallest moments, or at least those moments that appear to be small. Let's consider for a moment how small things result in big change. We see this with time as we almost approach a year of COVID, and then you cut the time, and I thought I was writing way more, and then I looked at my paper and I was like, I just got started.
That's so nice. And again, there's no real super magic in 7 minutes, to be honest with you. I write for 7 minutes because it's not 5 and it's not 10. I feel like 5 is a number that I could give up on, and it's only 5 minutes and I'm not really going to do it. 10 feels like, well, I'm a busy human being. I don't have a lot of time to focus or articulate or take my brain off. But again, if you can use journaling, creative journaling, bullet journaling, morning pages, in a more habitual way, it just absolutely helps you start to hone tools in a quick manner of time that can really be artfully beneficial as well as physically beneficial. So the next exercise, it's going to get a little deeper, maybe like a tiny bit harder. And I want you to give some thought to it before you like jump right at the piece of paper. But I'd like for you to write now. So again, if you've never given a toast, now I'm giving you one to toast to. I would like for you to write as if you were raising a glass to the pandemic. So we're going to toast COVID, the year 2020, or the first few months of 2021, as if it were a person. So this is a wedding, this is a business meeting, a 40th birthday, whatever, but the pandemic is a human being. So I'd like you to, explore, would you be gentle and kind? Are you gonna maybe be angry and bitter? Are you gonna be that mad ex-boyfriend at someone's wedding that gives like the crappy toast? What is it gonna be? So I'd like you to really think about that. And can we maybe see the bright side and what is cheer-worthy of this last calendar year, or the first few months of 2021? And, see how that would come to life. So again, it can be really sloppy, super angry, nice and tight, light and fluffy, but let's see where we can toast to our last year and to the pandemic. So I'm going to start the clock again, put some music back on, have some fun with it. If yours is full of expletives, I support that. If it is full of kindness and generosity and lessons learned, even better. So again, write it as if COVID were a person or the pandemic were a person, and what you would raise a glass to in the last year. Alrighty, setting the clock. Away you go. And again, the only rule is there sort of are no rules. If you don't like this prompt, color. If you don't like this prompt and want to write something else, write something else. Just don't stop for the whole 7 minutes. And I'll go back to a little bit of music. All right, pens down on that sad song. Okay, so I'm curious how you guys did with your toast to what is some of the worst times that maybe we've experienced, or perhaps in light of what we experience, what we now see is some really beautiful times. So Danny, because I know you, I'm gonna ask what you came up with and what came out onto your paper.
Oh man. Okay. Well. All right. I'm just gonna dive into it. Let me mute this. I just realized my TV is on. It says, as much as I would like to give you all the credit of being the worst year, I will not. Instead, you taught me to slow down. For a long time, I was running on empty. I just told myself I couldn't slow down or I would drop all of the balls I was juggling. You gave me the gift of time and patience. You gave me time to grieve, to love, to see my worth, and that life still goes on.
What does that say?
Well, I'm reading it. You reminded me that even on the days I don't feel beautiful, I am. You reminded me even when I feel alone, I am not. 2019 took everything out of me, and you reminded me even when I feel lost and tired and like I can't do it anymore, to keep moving forward because I am bigger than what is done to me. I will never want to repeat this chapter, but I will never wish to do it over differently. You reminded me my value goes beyond what I can do for others, and putting myself first is not going to kill anyone. Instead, it will remove the ones that are not meant for me.
Mommy, can you stop playing?
Wow. It feels so nice to like unpack that and put all that down. You know, again, I keep talking about the physical benefits of writing, but one of the most immediate mental is just the ability to put whatever is frustrating you or paining you or sort of annoying you, like we get to just put it down. You know, if anybody has been experiencing lack of sleep or restless nights of sleep, journal for 7 minutes before you go to bed. Find one thing that, it doesn't necessarily have to be a joyful thing, just find one thing to sort of data dump and get it out of you. So Danny, I hope that you feel lighter, because I do, just from hearing that. Like, thank you so much for sharing. Melanie, I know you have your camera off, but would you like to share with us what your toast was? Melanie Hartman? Okay, that's okay. No worries. Is there anybody else with their camera off that might wish to share? Becky, I know you mentioned that you hadn't given a toast before. So what did you feel about this exercise?
Well, mine just turned into a rant.
Oh, good. Get it out. Do you want to share?
I just started ranting about it, and I'm tired of people telling me to look for the good in things. I'm just sick of it. Enough.
You know what? Again, sometimes excuse my language, the bullshit that we tell ourselves, we start to believe. And I think that it probably also felt really great to just rant, because now you can put it down on a piece of paper. You know, I'm not someone that, again, I don't believe in it one way or the other. I don't keep my journals. As a matter of fact, most often I write, pull it out and rip it out, because whatever I was putting out into the universe, whether it was beautiful or negative, like it just served that moment in time. So I'm really glad that you were open and honest about just needing it to get out and get it off your chest. And it's okay to be mad. Last year was not awesome. The first few months of this year have been a little rocky. So I'm really glad that you shared that. And I hope it felt really good to get it off your chest.
Yeah, it did.
That's awesome. Are you
And
a journaler?
I'm looking forward to shredding this piece of paper after this too.
That's, I would suggest, as long as you don't live anywhere flammable, set it on fire. And if you're in Texas and you need a little bit of heat, this could serve your purpose. So, probably not well-timed joke, but I think that, you know, again, letting things go and how you like fully exercise and express them is fantastic. So I'm proud of you for doing that. Keegan, do you want to share? I know you've got your camera off, but I just figured I might ask since you're out there.
Hello, everybody.
Hi.
I am participating in the background. I am doing grocery shopping right now, but I am
That's
an
awesome.
avid writer, and I'm really loving the vibe right now. But I don't have nothing to contribute because I'm like running around, but I'm looking forward to the next one.
No worries. Can you grab me some rum?
Oh,
while
yes.
you're
I'm
there?
actually, yes, I'm drinking some really good rum right now, too.
So
I am
fantastic.
enjoying the conversation.
That's wonderful. So I'm
Word.
gonna leave us with one last prompt. And again, just in essence of time, I'll let you take it with you so you can sort of go on to your grocery shopping or into your evening or whatever you need to accomplish tonight. But the last one is a letter. And so if you're using a journal, like definitely rip these pages out when you're done. If you have some free paper, pull it out. Because I want you to write a letter to yourself. I want you to date it. Today's February 18th. So March 18th. So open me March 18th to go on the top of your envelope or your piece of paper, or fold it in half and stick it on your fridge. But what I'd like you to do is I want you to write a letter to yourself in which you'll toast yourself at the end of this pandemic. And again, we are starting to see the light at the end of the tunnel. We believe that there is, you know, a way for us to get back to maybe not normal. I don't think there was ever a normal, but I want you to think about what you want to see for yourself. And it's up to you. 30 days, 60 days, 90 days. I just want you to read it to yourself 30 days from now. It is a means to sort of keep you going and be excited. You know, so Becky, you're real pissed and you needed to let some stuff go. That's fantastic, but you'll probably find a path to joy. Danny talked about how proud of herself that she was for sort of taking some of the bad and turning it into optimism. So I just want you to leave here tonight, hopefully with your cocktail at hand, with the idea that you'll write yourself a letter to what you're most proud of, what you have learned about yourself, about your family, about the community around you, about your ability to thrive. You know, I will say this, I'm very much like Becky. I'm like, please stop telling me to be so, happy about it. I'm just grateful I survived. I was so happy to turn the clock to 2021 because I just felt grateful to survive. What I'm working on now is how to put it down, like how to put that anxiety, the fear, dismantled all of our industry. And so I'm just working now. So my short and medium and long-term goals are, how do I put it down so that I can move forward more effectively instead of picking up anything new? So write yourself a letter, put it on your fridge, revisit it in 30 days. And if you are so inspired, please visit pen-to-paper-project.com or follow us on Instagram. About 4 days a week, I post prompts like this so you can keep motivating yourself to the blank page. But we'd love to have you follow us. We also sell journals with prompts in them. So you have, your writing pad and some prompts with you so you don't have to really think about it. But please sit down, turn your own clock on, write yourself a letter, give yourself some props for getting through a long time of challenges, and honor what is next for you. I will leave that there and let Lauren wrap it up and Kiwa, close it out, but you guys will take the last exercise into your evening on your own.
Excellent. And speaking of journals, 5 of you lucky beings will receive one. We're going to do a drawing after the class, so we will email you to follow up with your mailing address. Compliments of pen to paper. So we're really excited about that. But no, I just want to say thank you for all of you taking time out of your evenings to be here with us. We definitely are trying our best to do this more often. And luckily, we have another workshop with Rum JM coming next month. So the information for that is on our website. So feel free to check it out, fohealth.org, or our Instagram at fohealth. We try to make that real easy. It's just fohealth across the board. But yeah, if you have questions, feel free to reach out. We can connect you with Jane. We can connect you with Jane as a resource, essentially is what I was attempting to say. And yeah, I think anyone who wants to share their pieces from this evening, feel free to email me. We're happy to post that to the website. We have a couple of pieces from the past that we've placed up there. And additionally, any prompts or sessions we've done with Jane, the prompts are up on our website as well, if you feel so inclined to continue to write. So thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you, everybody. Happy drinking,
you.
happy toasting, and hopefully we'll see you all next month.
Cheers, you all.
Bye,
Thank
cheers.
you. Come back next month. Please come back next month. We'll be doing this again.
I will be here.